What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Got a little wonky on me there. What's happening, man? What is going on? We got a super chat to start. Jovan, my guy, my dude. Thanks for giving me peace of mind in last night's Patreon live. Slept, brother. Hey, I got the fries that'll cross your eyes, brother. You know that. I got your back, man. I always got your back. Okay, so what's going on out there? Pow! Like and follow, guys. Make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. So what the hell is going on today? I thought we were going to have a green week, Rob. What the hell are you talking about? All right, well, let's get into it a little bit here. Zebek going nuts as per usual. So let's have a look at what's happening out there, shall we? So Bitcoin got as high on this daily candle as about 119,300, dipped down below support at 116,900, and then wicked right back up again. So we're sitting at $117,647 right now. What will we hold support here is the question. So far, guys, we just continue to hold it. It doesn't matter if we wick down there. It matters where these candles close, as you're well aware. So as Bitcoin continues to toggle sideways, we'll see what happens with the altcoins, guys. We're going to look at a lot of metrics. We're going to look over at Bitcoin dominance. There she is, Gamma Goddess, Sissy Bears, Pillows. Come on, come in small, medium, and large. Yes, for all you guys out there, all you Sissy Bears out there that want to bite a pillow, we will be making crypto future Sissy Bear throw pillows. Absolutely. Sherry, thank you so much. $5 super chat does not even seem fair after you made me thousands on changing my XRP for Zebek. Hey, absolutely no. You know, you can actually do bigger than $5 super chats. Just saying. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So, yeah, so we're kind of going sideways here. If we go over, let's look at Zebek and let's look at Ethereum. All right. So, Zebek, what are we doing here? So look how high we got earlier this morning, guys, all the way up to 2056. So we're inside this golden pocket. What we want to see right now on Zebek, we want to see a close inside this golden pocket. Let's build some support. Maybe we broke out of the bull flag into a bull pennant, broke out of the bull pennant. Let's build another bull pennant. Let's go, baby. Let's keep it going, keep it growing. We do obviously have some resistance right here from old resistances back in this area, right? So that's to be expected. A little bit of static. Never hurt nobody, man. Jared, Rob, you're the man. Thank you so much, my dude. I appreciate you, my brother. Guys, I appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel, especially, you know what? I've been kind of sick. I've been kind of down, low energy and stuff. So thank you guys for stepping up. Thanks for being here. Thanks for getting my back. Greatly, greatly appreciated, as you are well aware, guys. I love you guys. So Zebek, yeah, a close inside of the golden pocket would be fantastic. If we go over to Ethereum, so Ethereum theoretically trying to retest the breakout on the bull pennant. So if you saw my video this morning, you know I told you after a breakout, it is common to see a retest of the breakout on the top of the trend line before continuing up. It's not mandatory, but it is common, okay? So I wouldn't be shocked to see Ethereum later this week. I do have a strong feeling that Ethereum could see new all-time highs this week, but we'll see what happens, right? Cody, thank you so much, my dude. I appreciate it, man. You guys really stepping up. I'm feeling the love today, guys. I'm feeling the love. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what we're waiting on here is Ethereum to go for that next leg up, go into price discovery mode. Guys, you were so close that I don't know how you can't taste it. If you're bearish right now, you're tripping, man. You are straight up tripping, right? You've never been this close to life-changing wealth in your life, okay? So believe me when I tell you things are about to get spicy over these next couple of months. Our timeline has not changed, okay? Our timeline is the end of November. So anything outside of that, anything sooner than that, like if you're looking at the short term right now and going, oh, it's red today or whatever, and you're down, your timeline shouldn't be, you shouldn't be planning to get out of this market until the end of November. So if you're tripping because one day is red, 2 days are red, you got to zoom out, my friend. You got to zoom out because, you know, there's a lot more going on here than you think in the short term. Things are about to get mind-bogglingly, is that a word? Mind-bogglingly fantastic. Okay, let's go look at Bitcoin dominance. Oh, I was already on it. No, I wasn't. Okay, Bitcoin dominance. What do we got? So we're ping-ponging here between support and resistance on the Bitcoin dominance. We hit support right here at 60.54%. Then we smacked off resistance at 61.79. And now we're just kind of sitting in the middle around 61.45. Now, this could be setting up as a bear flag, my friends. A bear flag, right? Just like the opposite on a bull pennant, right? Or a bear pennant. The opposite of a bull pennant is a bear pennant, right? So we're ping-ponging here. The breakdown on this is going to be monumental, guys. Absolutely fantastic. You love seeing that structure. Strawberry Dragons dropping some chatter, waiting patiently. Great things don't come easy. Exactly. 100% agree. Nothing in your life, like life-changing wealth, is not going to come easy, guys, right? If it did, everyone would be doing it. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Big Mike stepping up, supporting the channel. My guy, Big Rob, you think ZBIT can touch its all-time high 207, or will it settle here before we lift off? I wouldn't be shocked, honestly, man. I would not be shocked. Let's go back to the ZBIT chart for a second here. I wouldn't be surprised to see us build up another bit of a bull pennant here or something. A little bit of consolidation for a few days would not surprise me at all if we did something like this, right? If we just kind of went just like we did here and then to the upside again, would not shock me at all, right? So, yeah. I mean, it also depends on where today closes, but yeah. Because you're going to have some people, right here, you have some people taking profits, right? Short-term people taking profits, which is fine. It's going to happen, right? But I think a little bit of consolidation in this range here would be great. I mean, really, from the breakout point here, you're up right now 33.5%, right, over the last 4 days. So a little bit of consolidation here would be fantastic, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. Braveheart stepping up. Hulkamaniacs everywhere. Everywhere know that Hulkamania lives on in all of us. Be good to yourselves today, guys. Feel better, Rob. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely, man. Hulkamania, it will always be running wild. I agree 100%, man. What a tragedy. What a tragedy, man. I agree 100% with that. We will miss Hulk Hogan when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, right? Okay, so let's get into the chat a little bit here. Paul, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Angelo, I know we dump now buy the dip with another dip. Ty, good to see you, buddy. Spuds in the house. Jared, what's up, man? J Money, what's up? Bulbasaur in the house. 10-minute break. Can't watch now, but well, thank you so much for popping in, man. Leaving the comment, leaving the like. That's what helps us grow, my friend. So thank you so much. Cody says smash the like button. David with a Y in the house. Ricardo, what's going on, man? Joy, hey Patreon family, on the lookers and on lookers. Everyone hit the like. Rob's great daily content. See y'all in the Zoom live later. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Mario, good to see you, man. Good to see you. What do we got? Jay dropping some cheddar. Rob, you seriously changed my life. This Patreon fam you built is next level. Grateful for the alpha, the energy, and the real ones this community brought into my life. Let's keep winning. Hey, absolutely, brother. That's the plan. That's the goal. Big things popping, little things stopping, my friend. Jack stacked and fanny packed. Let's make that money. Let's make that money together, my friend. Guys, you got to get over to the 10% club today. I'm telling you, you're missing out. Make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe on the way in as well. It helps the channel grow. It costs you absolutely nothing at all. Surprisingly, I know, right? It's shocking. It's shocking that it's free. But yeah, YouTube makes it free for us. So super fantastic. All right, what else do we have? Marvin dropping that cheddar. My brother, what's up, man? Only the strong mentally survive. Amen to that, my friend. Amen to that. You're absolutely right. The market will test you. It will shock you. It will push you to your limits to make you panic sell. Are you strong enough to hold on? That's the question. Gamma Goddess in the house. Happy Tuesday. Hope all is well. Let's continue to stay positive and get this cheddar. Amen. Jake the Snake. There's no stopping this Rob Mass train. Let's get it. ZBEC retracing now. Well, some people were taking profits, but it's climbing again now. So people are buying that dip, man. Crypto David in the house over on X. Jasmine, we trust. Another reason to DCA. Commitment to data privacy, innovation tech, and growing use cases. We will grow. Amen to that. Another local. ZBEC doubled my portfolio gain today. Rock on, Rob. There you go, brother. There you go. That's what I like to hear. Nebula. All my coins are going down the drain. I'm so scared. Someone please get my sissy bear pillow. I need a hug. I need a hug. Ari, good to see you. What's Greg? Welcome to the community, my friend. Welcome to the family. Awesome to have you, man. Awesome to have you. What else do we have? Another local says, I'm happily buying the Nightmare Nebula. Join the Patreon or be left in the mud. Yes. Oh, house. XCN and Jasmine to a 25 cents. I need this to upgrade my kitty's pool. Rob316 says, remember, no one who liketh the videos, no one will reacheth thy bull run. Yes. Guys, just so you know, if you refuse to hit the like and subscribe, it actually cancels altcoin season. It's scientifically proven. Cody says, only 40 likes. Yes, guys, we have 350 people watching. We have 90 likes, guys. Let's hit those likes. Let's get it up. Let's keep it going. IDEK, join the Patreon. Yes. Danny, good to see you, man. Rise Above in the house. I'm all pumped. Big ups to Rob and Patreon fams. Let's get this money. Hell yeah. Come on, XCN, says Cody. Unknown, I hope you're feeling better. Or you know me, unknown. We need a house hippo pump, brother. Well, house hippo in that. Do we need a house hippo pump? Do we need a house hippo pump? Let me know in the chat, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see the house hippo pump. Let me know, guys, in the chat. Put a 1 in there. Danny, Jasmine, XCN, and Swift are next. Amen to that, man. Let's freaking go. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you want to see the house hippo. Volks, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Carlos, what's up, my brother? I appreciate everything you do, man. Can you please do TA on Swift? And where do you think we might be at the end of August? There's no way to know, guys. Like, this is a video that I'm going to be making over on the Patreon later today, just talking about so many people are wanting guarantees on where prices are going to be by the end of August. And, you know, like, guys, there's no way to know at the end of the day. It's all just best guess, right? It's all just best guess. Like, the charts can say one thing, and then the macro can just completely, Trump could do something tomorrow that completely decimates the whole plan, right? So, Swift coin. Okay, so we've toggled all the way back up here to resistance and then back down again. Where are we sitting? We're not really at a significant level right now, to be honest with you. We could go down further. You've got resistance up here at 1 cent 80. But I mean, you're looking at, yeah, you're below your 236 right now, and you got to get back above there. It seems to be acting as resistance right now. So, I mean, you could see another leg down. You could come down to around 1 cent 11. depending on what Bitcoin and Ethereum do, right? If Ethereum starts to run, well, then Swift could turn around. But right now, yeah, I mean, you're just, one could even theorize, if you zoom in, one could theorize that you have a little bit of a head and shoulders. I don't think so, though. It's not big enough, in my opinion. I don't really think that's big enough to be a shoulder. But, yeah. Could see a little bit more downside for Swift Coin, but if it does, I'll probably scoop some up. So that's my thing. Early bird, we are the 10%. Absolutely, we are. Jared, Rob, you the man. Hoover, what's going on? XEN getting a little love. Yes, it's up 7%. Not bad. Not too shabby. Cryptus, what's going on? Good to see you. Funky's in the house. XEN making a move as well. Crypto JPEG, good afternoon. Quentin, what's going on, buddy? Lord of the Realm. Vic, new to your channel. And man, you were all over Zebek. I wish I bought more. Do you recommend buying more at this price? I mean, Zebek is still a good DCA opportunity because the long term for it, for me, feels like buying feels like buying XRP back in 2017 when I bought XRP below a penny. That's the vibes that Zebek gives me. So it is more of a long-term hold. So scooping it up at this price now is not a terrible DCA, right? You might want to wait for a short-term correction, see where the day closes today, something like that. But in the short term, I would start to just DCA, not financial advice, but yeah, what I would recommend, Vic, is getting over to the Patreon, my friend, over in the 10% club. We jump on these projects really, really early, my friend. You want to make those real gains, join the community over there. Zebek to $1, let it be, man, I wish. An XCN to the moon, let's go. Dennis, playing the waiting game. Yep, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. Crypto J505, what's up, Big C? What's going on? Guys, I'm going to get into the news because the chat is going crazy. And what do we got here? Soldier of Judah. There's still only 78K holders on Zebek. Yeah, it's early, man. It's early. Jay says, one, House Hippo. Seems like everyone wants the House Hippo. Amazing coins. Hey, Rob. Sorry I missed our meeting yesterday. Didn't get off work till 7. I see is 5 your time. Yeah, just reschedule with me. No big deal, man. No big deal. Stargazer, what's going on? Are you feeling okay for Patreon Zoom today? Yes, I will be. We're doing the Patreon live as soon as we're done this live stream on YouTube. So Stargazer says, I made the mistake of over diversifying a little bit. Won't do that next time. Yeah, never a good idea. Nick, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in, my friend. Thank you for popping in. All right, let's get into some of the news. Let's get into some of the news here, guys. Let's see what's going on out there. But first, before we get into the news, as per popular demand, we need the House Hippo pump.
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
That looked really real, but you knew it couldn't be true, didn't
you? People who just pop into the channel when we're playing that are probably like, what the are these guys watching? That's so awesome. That's so awesome. All right, guys, let's get into the news an itty bit here. Let's see what's going on. But first, a quick shout out, as always, to the channel sponsor. Guys, the free Zebek airdrop, you're running out of time. Get your $20 off your Decent wallet, plus a free Zebek airdrop to your Decent wallet. You only have until August 5th until this expires, and it is exclusive to this channel only. The link is in the description and it's in the chat. Do not miss the opportunity, guys, or else you will miss out on free ZBEC. Why would you want to miss out on free ZBEC? Okay, let's get out there. Let's see what is going on in the news. What do we got? Let's get into this first. CNBC says tomorrow's crypto report will detail the U.S. government's holdings for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve and digital asset stockpile.
The Trump administration is expected to release its first national crypto stockpile report on Wednesday stateside, detailing the structure and contents of the government's digital assets. This includes holdings under the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve and the U.S. Digital Asset Stockpile, which consists of cryptocurrencies seized through legal enforcement actions. Investors are eager to know how much Bitcoin the U.S. government actually owns. The report could also recommend national security and banking access reforms for crypto firms. We're back with Jordy Visser. The Trump.
So basically, the U.S. is creating a Bitcoin and crypto stockpile from crypto that they're seizing from illegal activity, right? And they're not selling it. They're just keeping it for themselves in a stockpile. So they're not actually buying crypto, which segues us into this. The DOJ seizes 7.1 million in Bitcoin from Chaos Group. The U.S. Department of Justice is pursuing the forfeiture of 7.1 million in Bitcoin linked to the Chaos ransomware group involving multiple international law enforcement agencies. The seizure demonstrates a continued crackdown on cryptocurrency-related cybercrime, affecting implicated exchanges without wider market disruption. The U.S. Department of Justice has initiated the process to seize $7.1 million in cryptocurrency from the Chaos ransomware group. This action is part of the ongoing efforts to address ransomware-linked assets and disrupt illegal financial activities. The DOJ's move follows reports of the group's involvement in crypto laundering schemes. Multiple law enforcement agencies, including Homeland Security investigations and international counterparts, are part of the coordinated operational efforts against ransomware criminals. The DOJ seizure is part of a broader strategy to target illicit activity in the cryptocurrency market. No official statements from agency leaders have been released, making public reactions limited. Technical sources assess the impact is mostly limited to illicit funds. The seizure of 7.1 million is related to is relatively minor compared to the large-scale cryptocurrency market. Similar to previous DOJ interventions, analysts note little shift in market liquidity, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, and USDT unaffected by the isolated action. The event parallels past actions like the Colonial Pipeline attack, where the DOJ seized 63.7 Bitcoin. Such actions are usually isolated for criminal funds, sparking broader market influences. But according to Maxine Waters, it's completely untraceable, though. How is this possible? How is the Shermanator and Elizabeth Warren and Maxine Waters, how are they right about crypto being completely untrackable and nothing can be done about illicit activity in crypto, but then the Department of Justice is tracking crypto illicit activity and seizing it? This doesn't make sense. Someone must be wrong. Who could be wrong here? Could it be the DOJ? Could it be uneducated congressmen who are paid by banks to attack crypto? I don't know. You be the judge. You be the judge. But you know that they will be adding this seizure of crypto to their stockpile, reserve stockpile. No doubt about it, right? No doubt about it. No doop-a-doo-doo. So let's continue on, shall we? What else do we have going on out there? Now, as we talked about yesterday, as you guys are well aware, U.S. and China officially agree to extend the 90-day tariff pause. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Bullish pushes us closer and closer to the end of the cycle, the end of the bull run, the end of October. We need to push till the end of November. FOMC tomorrow, the Fed will decide whether to cut, hike, or keep rates unchanged. Yeah, my prediction, pretty clear. It's going to be unchanged. We're going to continue to pause rates. No surprise there. That's fine. That's fine. That's what's priced into the market right now, guys. So don't expect a dump as a result. There could be some volatility because there always is on FOMC meeting days, but I wouldn't expect major dumps as a result of a pause. That's already priced in. PayPal empowers U.S. merchants with crypto payment options. PayPal launched Pay with Crypto, enabling U.S. merchants to accept payments in over 100 cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, directly through its platform, effectively on July 28th, which was yesterday. Ceiling Fan, good to see you, man. WF Capital, I see you too. Wendy Wu in the house. Facilitating crypto payments offers merchants low transaction fees and attracts digital savvy consumers, reflecting a significant trend towards inclusive borderless commerce with potential positive market dynamics. PayPal has introduced a new feature allowing U.S. merchants to accept payments in over 100 cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether. This marks a significant expansion in PayPal's digital commerce capabilities, led by CEO Alex Chris. PayPal's new initiative aims to facilitate international payment processes for businesses. Merchants will be able to connect various crypto wallets, enabling seamless integration. Alex Chris remarked, quote, "Businesses of all sizes face incredible pressure when growing globally, from increased costs for accepting international payments to complex integrations. Today, we're removing these barriers and helping every business to every size achieve their goals." The introduction is expected to affect the cryptocurrency market by increasing transaction volumes and exchange merchant adoptions. PayPal's stablecoin PYUSD offers a 4% annual reward, encouraging retention within the platform. The financial implications include a competitive transaction fee of 0.99% for the first year, rising to 1.5%, potentially attracting merchants seeking lower cost alternatives for traditional credit card fees. And you're wondering why banks don't like crypto. Merchants can integrate via major platforms, potentially increasing digital currency usage for commercial transactions. The collaboration with Fiserv aims to expand stablecoin payments, enhancing PayPal's market reach. Historical trends suggest potential growth in crypto wallet activity and merchant inflows. This is going to bring a lot more people into the crypto space, guys. A lot more companies, a lot more businesses. This is nothing but good news, though I do have my reservations about PayPal. I don't know if you guys were around in 2020, 2021, but PayPal had unilaterally decided that they suddenly had the authority to fine people and remove money from their accounts on PayPal if you tweeted out anything on social media that they did not agree with on the left. So they got a massive backlash for that because you're a financial institution. You don't have the legal authority to be fining people for what they post on social media. So they got a massive backlash for that. And ever since then, they've shown me who they truly are. So I'm not the biggest fan of PayPal as it is. But we'll see if they change their spots, right? We shall see. All right, what do we have over on Squawk Box today? What's happening? The market is betting on a September rate cut, says Partners Group. Check it out.
Continue this conversation. Anastasia Amaros is here, Chief Investment Strategist for Partners Group Private Wealth Business. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We'll hear from the Fed. We'll see what happens, but where do you think this train goes?
Well, I think it looks like we're headed for the September rate cut, but I do agree with the conversation here, which is there's sort of not a good reason to wait, and there's almost not a good reason to cut in September either, given what we have today.
So there's no good reason to do either.
Well, yes, unless we finally get through the tariff impact that has been anticipated, that has been sort of feared for by the Fed. If we get successfully through that, I think the Fed will cut. I would say, Andrew, the reason for the Fed to point to a cut is that 4.5% interest rates today, about 2% in real terms, that is above restrictive. So, does the economy need ongoing restriction? Probably not. And the labor market has weakened, but is not weakened enough to, I would say, warrant those urgent cuts. So here's what I would say, though, from kind of the investor chair, especially the private market participants, is obviously a rate cut would be very much welcome. But at the same time, we have already seen rates go down about 1%, and we have seen lower use of leverage across the economy and across private markets, for example. So as a result of that, financials for many companies look better already. But if we get a rate cut in September, we'll certainly take it.
But you're betting on one.
Look, the market is betting one.
You think the market is betting on one?
The market is betting one. There's about a 65% probability that the market is assigning to a September rate cut. And
that's not a huge bet.
Well, relative to very little for July. But here's what I hope to hear from Fed Chair Powell this week, which is what and when and why will they actually cut rates? What are some of the characteristics? And I suspect he'll say something like, we want to see the impact of the tariffs, and we actually want to see what the tariff rates are, because we don't know that
when
today.
When do you think you'd see that impact? And I'm not sure you'd even see that impact by September.
No, but you're going to see a couple of inflation reports. And I think there are two other measures, Andrew, to your point, that are important, which is market implied inflation expectations, which have been largely range bound. And I suspect they can continue to ease from here. And the other point that Joe was also making is the consumer inflation expectations, because remember, in one of the surveys, they've ratcheted up to 6 or 7%, and they've pulling back since those levels. So if we go through a couple of more months of no materially higher realized inflation, I suspect those inflation expectations come down across the board, and that's what sort of would give the Fed the license to cut.
Okay, if that's the case, you would own everything. You'd be buying everything right now, no?
You're right. So,
and I'm not sure, and a lot of people think this is an overvalued market right now.
Right. Look, if we look at it short term, certainly there's a level of exuberance. I would argue this exuberance has been justified by the constructive news flow, but we are 30% off the lows that we've seen in April. We got high valuations in public markets, and we've also got overbought conditions. So near term, I'm not sure this is the exact buying point, but as a longer term investor, you have to step back and say, what is the earnings growth doing? What are the margins doing? And what are the valuations? And here, Andrew, I can compare and contrast the public to private markets. And especially in private markets, for example, we're seeing meaningfully lower valuations. We are seeing meaningfully higher margins, and also the ability to sort of build those margins. And we're also seeing higher earnings growth as well. So if we get the tailwind of a rate cut, that's obviously phenomenal. And I will say one more thing is if we continue to have these constructive capital markets, we're likely to see an uptick in M&A activity continue, I should say, because we've seen quite a rebound already in June.
I agree, guys. Most likely going to see a rate cut in September. That's what the market is going to be pricing in through. What we need to be paying attention to when Powell speaks, I think tomorrow he speaks, is he going to allude or hint to a rate cut in September? Because if he does, if he implies that, then you're probably going to see a big rally through August, pricing in the first rate cut we've seen in almost a year. Bitcoin ETFs now hold 1.29 million Bitcoin as inflows top 150 billion since January of 2024. Spot Bitcoin ETFs have raised over $150 billion in capital since receiving regulatory approval in January of 2024, making one of the marking one of the largest developments anyway, in the merge of digital assets and traditional finance. These ETFs, which trade on conventional stock exchanges, supply exposure to actual Bitcoin holdings, removing the need for investors to interact directly with cryptocurrency infrastructure. The launch has redefined market access for both retail and institutional partnerships and greatly altered Bitcoin's supply and demand dynamics. Spot Bitcoin ETFs are built to hold actual Bitcoin, unlike futures-based ETFs that rely on derivatives. ETF issuers such as BlackRock and Fidelity collaborate with authorized participants who acquire Bitcoin from the open market and deliver it to the ETF fund in exchange for shares. This creation and redemption mechanism ensures the ETF market price stays closely aligned with Bitcoin's net asset value. The ETFs store Bitcoin with custodians like Coinbase. Coinbase is basically the primary custodian for pretty much all of these spot Bitcoin ETFs, I believe. So yeah, that shows trust in Coinbase. This has coincided with a 160% increase in Bitcoin's price since January of 2024. That's crazy, guys. 126% move on Bitcoin since the ETFs were issued last year. After the April 2024 halving event, which cut block rewards in half, daily net inflows from funds like IBIT and Fidelity surpassed the amount of new Bitcoin being created. So more Bitcoin are being bought by these ETF issuers every month than are being mined. That is what you call a supply shock, right? The iShares Bitcoin Trust, managed by BlackRock, leads with $87.5 billion in assets under management and an average daily trading volume exceeding $2 billion. And Fidelity is second with $24.6 billion in assets. Grayscale, who already controls $22 billion, has seen a significant drop in trading volume because of its expense next to its peers. So they charge 1.5% on their fees. So that's why a lot of people sell their Grayscale and they move over to like BlackRock or Fidelity or Wisdom Tree or whatever, right? Motives, I've never been more bullish, but it seems everyone I know is bearish. Absolutely agree with that, man. That's there's this weird bearishness that's that's going on right now. And here's the thing, right? I take that as a good thing because the more bearish people are, the more convinced I am we're going to be going to the upside soon, man. Jake the Snake, man. Jake the Snake, what's up?
This is your first test. Spanish! Do you trust that we've provided you with enough slack so that your block will land safely on the lawn?
Sir, yes, sir.
And Blue!
Yes, sir.
Do you trust that I do not want to see you die here tonight?
Sir, yes, sir.
Blue, you're my boy!
Thank you, sir.
Blue, you're my boy. You love it. You love to see it. All right, what else do we have? Check this out, guys. Commerce Secretary Lutnick, the key to why the EU did the deal is autos and pharmaceuticals.
Continue today in Stockholm as the president's tariff deadline approaches for some on August 1st, China, August 12th. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick joins us right now. It's always good to see you, Mr. Secretary. Will you bear with me for just a second before we talk China? Let's talk about the EU deal. And I know you think it's just great and a big victory for the president. That's your take. I'm going to let you explain why. And I'm not going to defer to the Democrats or legacy media on whether it's a good deal or not. I'm going to go right to who it really seemed to upset, and that's France and Germany. And even the European Commission president, you heard what she said. I thought it was very telling. She goes, look, I know this is awful for us. It's the best I could get. I'm trying to salvage them. So I think that indicates, and I don't want to be too jingoistic or America first, but to me that indicated that the president was able to get a pretty good deal.
Exactly right. The president knew how far he could go, and he went exactly that far. The thing about our president is he's got that intuitive nature when he's sitting across the table and making a deal. He knows how far he can push it. I mean, imagine they committed to $750 billion of energy purchases, natural gas and oil and nuclear during his term. They committed $600 billion of companies investing in America, and then 15% tariffs. They will pay 15% pretty much across the board. And we, of course, have an open market to the $20 trillion European market. It's 5 times bigger than any other, Japan and India, 5 times bigger with 450 million people. It was a masterclass by President Trump.
I think that they, and everybody's saying it, that the decision to accept the 15% level was in sharp contrast to where they were recently, just weeks ago, with a much more adversarial tone. And they came to the realization that President Trump thinks that these 15% tariffs should be permanent. And my question is, can you make a strong rationale for why that is the case? Wouldn't it, if it was 0-0 on both sides, and even, got some other things extracted from the EU. Do we want this 15% to onshore? Is that what it's all about, bringing stuff back here? Or is it about all the revenue that gets collected from whomever you want to say is paying it, whether it's, you say it's foreign countries or companies here or consumers or whatever? Why is that the status quo, that it's going to be permanent?
Okay, so Europe has a $235 billion a year trade surplus with us, which means at the end of every year, they end up with $235 billion worth of dollars. They sell us more stuff than we sell them. And you know what they do with those dollars? They just buy America. We're basically having America sold out from under us by continuing to have these 1.2 trillion globally trade deficit, which every economist says should not be able to happen, but it's been staying with us for more than decades. So it's got to end. The president is changing it. So his view is you can onshore to get rid of it, or you can pay a tariff to get rid of it, but let's figure out how to get rid of it. And the key to why the Europeans did the deal is autos and pharmaceuticals. I mean, remember, we are the payer of the world, right? All pharmaceuticals, they all make their money by selling to America. And President Trump has been very, very clear. If you're going to sell here, you're going to produce here. And so the Europeans got in front of that freight train and said, we'll pay you 15% for that, but we don't want you to rip all of our companies out of Europe and move them to America. So while the French have got a lot to say, they were able to protect Sanofi from staying in France, because if they didn't do this deal, Sanofi would become an American company.
Secretary Lutnick, I think there are still some questions and uncertainties that remain around it. I know both sides have agreed that this is a framework, not legally binding at this point. But if you listen to some of the EU leaders, they'll say that there are some uncertainties still out there. And I just wonder where you think they came down, just in terms of steel and aluminum tariffs still being there at 50%. What happens with pharmaceuticals eventually? Will they be maintained at 15%, or are there additional tariffs that come in there? Some of the certain natural resources as well. And they have said that they can't promise that these pretty hefty expectations for purchases and investment, those massive targets, whether they'll be able to hit them or not, because they're relying in large part on private funding. There's still a lot to work out. They've said that sometimes these agreements usually will take years. Do you think that will be the case here?
Well, historically, these kind of agreements would take a decade. and they, of course, wouldn't come to fruition, right? Barack Obama spoke to them for his whole term and never got anything accomplished. President Trump works on a different time frame and on a different clock. He wants to get things done now, and he uses the power of the American economy to get things done now. So pharmaceuticals was key. It was important for them to have pharmaceuticals be part of the deal at 15%. Because President Trump is going to come out in the next 2 weeks with his pharmaceutical policy, and it is going to be higher. Basically, if you are not building your plant in America where we pay for pharmaceuticals, you are going to pay a massive tariff, because why should we pay for your drugs and you make them overseas and you make your money overseas? At least if we're going to pay for your drugs, you're going to build them in America. So they got ahead of that. They got ahead of pharmaceuticals. They wanted to get ahead of cars, because 25% on autos means, as you've heard Donald Trump say it, you're going to build your cars in America. No one can afford to export and pay a 25% tariff. So the Europeans found the highest level that they could survive with, because President Trump would not have cut it otherwise. And they could then keep their autos there. You know, they'll do many build plants here, but they don't have to move them all here. And that was the model. They can move a lot, but they don't have to move it all. So I think when we talk about it in a year, you'll see the Europeans are satisfied with it, because when they see the full Donald Trump policy, which they understood, they knew this was the important deal for them. And of course, it was sensational for Donald Trump, because it proves everything he said about tariffs is absolutely true. And you can see it right here, right now.
Deal done with the EU, guys. Deal done with the EU. China and the States kicking the can down the road 3 more months. All paths are clear for liftoff in this space, my friends. All paths are clear. So, guys, listen, if you are new to crypto, get over to the 10% Club over on the Patreon. We're going to help you with everything you need to know. Less than a cup of coffee a day, my friends, to get educated in this space and to get out of this space with your profits before everybody else. Check it out today. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Join a community. Thousands of people. We're there to help you. We're actually going to be live over there on the Patreon in about 20 minutes. We drop microcap gems, swing trade opportunities, and more. Guys, it's less than a cup of coffee a day. Check it out today. I will see you guys over on the Patreon in about 20-25 minutes. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.